Well, good evening, everyone. It's been a long time since we've seen you around here. Yes, indeed, it is Monday night again, and that means it's the Monday Night Threesome with your host, Kat Rocha, the night editor, everyone's favorite alien in a human suit, and of course, the wonderful Janelle. Hello, everyone. How are you doing this evening?
I feel so honored to be the short man standing in between two busty women.
Man, we could
This is the view I like.
we could bounce you like a racquetball.
I imagine this gray alien's head bouncing back and forth between boobs.
Oh my god, okay, I just had that same image, but the gray alien has this shit-eating grin of happiness as he's
Of
being
course.
bounced between two boobs.
That's no moon.
Uh,
So how are we all this evening?
I'm good, but I'm still tired.
Well, you had a full day yesterday.
Oh, I had 2 full days. I explained it to Ishi, the amount of work that I put into making everybody's favorite dishes for Easter, and it was a 2-day project 'cause that Victorian trifle takes 2 days to make.
Wait, is this like the one from the Victorian way where it's that really deep bowl of like wonderful confections and lots of rum?
Yes, actually, it's lots of sherry and spiced brandy, but
Oh,
yes.
sherry, there you go. Oh
And
my lord.
yeah, I was telling Ishi I had to bake the sponge cake the day before because it's got to get a little stale. So when you layer it in the bottom, it absorbs the alcohol.
Yeah.
And so Steve and my father-in-law ate it, and we were pleasantly tipsy. Boobs!
There you go, boobs. Boobs and knives.
There we go.
There we go. Cat showing off her pride.
I love that dress on Kat, and I love those shoes too. So cute.
Oh, thank you.
And this one. Because this one never gets old.
That's such a sassy photo.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thing was, she was actually kind of pissed off at the time.
Yeah, I was.
You weren't really looking forward to going to day 2 of this convention.
Was that day 2 or was that day 3?
One of them. This was Sacramento Con.
Yeah, I do remember that. God, that
And
was a
man, you
shit
were
show.
pissed.
That was a shitty show.
Well, I'm not surprised it's Sacramento. Everything sucks there.
Everyone
Yeah.
was going on about what a great convention it was, so we go.
I can only imagine.
It was a bunch of. Here, well, I'll post this. This was a birthday gift from Martha. So I'll share that. Martha, if you're listening, thank you again.
Now, was it Sacramento or was it Oakland where we were tabling next to the family who couldn't shut up about their kid being allergic to peanuts?
Oh, Oakland.
Okay, that was Oakland. Okay.
No, Sacramento was the one where we had those idiots who kept coming up to the table and they're like, "What's this?"
Oh yeah.
It's a book. Yeah, but what's it for? You read it. But, like,
I'm sorry.
is there like a movie or something that it's about? No, it's a book. But there's no movie or anything, or like an anime.
No. They couldn't fathom that it was its own story. It wasn't like an adaptation or you know, part of some IP somewhere.
The concept of a book being its own story and not some sort of promotional item for a movie just did not exist in their minds. That, and it featured such moments as, hey, whoa, that's a Cyberpunk title. Oh, that's too hardcore. Punks, I'm emo.
Yeah.
Oh my god, are you fucking kidding me?
No, he's
said
not.
that. Oh man.
That's one of those moments where it's so stupid. I swear I looked like I'd been hit by a fish. Where just your brain shuts down for about 2 seconds.
What was
I was
the other
gonna
one?
say, wow.
Or the other one was, oh no, I'm only here to dress up like Attack on Titan.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't read stuff.
Of course, I got that a lot more because I would comment on people's cosplay.
There we go. It's a sick, sad world,
And,
everyone.
You know, I do things like I'd ask them, you know, about what they were cosplaying as, and it made me very sad how many people didn't actually watch or read the books, anime, TV show, whatever that they were cosplaying as.
Yeah, that was another thing. Yeah, a lot of high school kids who actually had no concept other than they'd seen it on Cartoon Network.
Or it was Doctor Who, because Doctor Who was the in
Oh,
thing
yeah.
to dress like.
If you ever wanted an argument for no, most geek girls are totally fake geek girls.
Oh, the
Doctor Who fandom.
Yeah, sadly, very sadly.
But I just like Matt Smith. I need his TARDIS so he'll be inside me.
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude. I like Matt Smith as an actor, but I literally checked out of Doctor Who when he showed up. Partially because
I did
the
too.
girls getting damp drawers over him. I'm like,
Yeah.
really? I'd rather take John, what was his name? John Pertwee, the third Doctor. Honestly.
My God.
I like that Doctor. He wore outfits like the Beatles with the ruffled
Yeah.
shirts and the
Oh,
velvet
yeah.
suits. I thought that was awesome.
Well,
Well,
his influence, Pertwee's influence, was the Avengers,
Yes.
the TV show.
Get the fuck out.
Yeah,
Oh
he
my gosh.
wanted to be
So
the
Mr.
Avengers
Steed and
Doctor.
Emma Peel.
Okay, have you seen the final episode with him, the Planet of the Spiders?
Oh, I don't think I saw that one. No. Wait, maybe I did.
Oh my God. There is, not kidding, a 20-minute gratuitous chase scene where they go from car to boat to helicraft to helicopter
Or hovercraft.
or hovercraft to helicopter. I mean, and it just keeps going and going and going because he wanted like this like uber James Bond chase scene.
I need to find that on YouTube because that sounds awesome. I do not think I saw his finale. I think I would remember it because that would have been when oh, what's his name? He was the most popular
Tom Baker.
Tom Baker, thank you.
Mhm.
Yes. The scarf guy. I
Yes.
always call him the scarf guy because before I knew what Doctor Who was, I'd be so confused seeing these guys dressed like friggin' hobos at SDCC. Like, what the fuck is that? And finally, somebody had to put, like, that's Doctor Who. I'm like, what, that lame British show? Of course, to my surprise, it wasn't a lame British show.
Well, you didn't know at the time. It's okay. Yes,
No,
yes. The spiders, interdimensional spiders, are brought to this planet through Hare Krishna's meditating.
Oh, holy shit! I have to see this now.
What?
Yes.
Where's the falsehood?
I'm not saying there is a falsehood. I'm
That
just saying that this is what
amazing.
we are presented with.
Oh, that spider on her back. Oh, dude, that must have scared the shit out of people back in the day.
Actually, that episode is pretty terrifying. I mean, even though it's like cheesy BBC, those spiders are pretty creepy.
Oh, you know what? This episode, they did a callback to it with the 10th Doctor and Donna Noble, where she had this like parasitic leech on her back that was fucking up time and reality. And she couldn't see it, but everybody else could. So they were always screaming when she'd come around.
Oh, wow. That actually sounds pretty cool.
I know you're not a big fan of David Tennant, but I have to say, I think some of the best modern day Doctor Who episodes came out during his
Oh, that's
run.
true. No, that's absolutely true.
Yeah.
No, I would agree. I mean, last night, it was the library episode came up.
That's such a good episode.
Though I think it had some like uber cheese factor that kind of ruined the creepiness. There was some genuinely disturbing scenes in that episode, or that story arc, I should say.
Oh, when people die and they get downloaded and they are saved. Donna Noble does not exist. Donna Noble has been saved. That shit was terrifying.
There we go. The intergalactic spider.
Actually, for me, it was the idea of part of you is saved in your communicator and it just peters out slowly. That was so heartbreaking.
Oh, I forgot about that. You're right.
As the battery dies, you it's like having a second death. It's like, that is so soul crushing.
And by the way,
go ahead.
this spider here was referenced in the episode of South Park where they were ripping on the Vatican. and it turns out that the giant spider from another dimension was running the Vatican.
I don't think I've seen that episode.
Oh, it was a hilarious episode.
Oh, anytime they rip on organized religion, it's a great episode. That's why I'm surprised I haven't seen it. Now, I'm wondering if this is what influenced David Bowie when he did his Ziggy Stardust persona with the spiders from Mars.
I don't know.
It's entirely
just-
possible.
I don't know.
What?
It's actually entirely possible.
I know that Doctor Who was a major influence on a lot of entertainers that came out of Britain.
Mm-hmm.
And it really is a good show. Just honestly, when Matt Smith popped up and all of a sudden the Doctor was this fucking sex symbol and like fake geek girls were, like I said, getting damp drawers over him. And I was just like, yeah. And honestly, the introduction of River Song kind of ruined it for me too. I'm like, we don't need River Song. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I mean, the library episode was great, but her calling him sweetie and darling, I was like, oh God, please die. Can you just please die?
I liked the concept that they were proposing, and in the hands of a capable team, I think it would have been an interesting story to follow through several episodes, because Doctor Who's done stuff like that before. There's the Seventh Doctor, where throughout most of his entire run, you see him playing chess. Like, they show up on a random planet and there's a chessboard and he'd move a piece, and then the story would continue. They'd go to another planet for another story and there's a random chessboard and he'd move a piece. And you just think it's just something. And then at the very end, it culminates in, no, there's a big bad that he's been playing chess with this whole time across space and time.
I need to watch the full arc of the Seventh Doctor. That sounds fantastic.
Yeah, he was great.
He was amazing. Actually, I think you would really love Happiness Patrol. Happiness Patrol is one of my favorite episodes. Same with Paradise Towers. But Happiness Patrol is great because it's basically an entire planet run by women that has gone like totally would we call it well, it's not communist. No, it's fascist, right?
Yeah, it's fascist.
Yeah, it's gone totally fascist, but they're trying to keep it secret from the outside world that the planet has gone fascist. So there are the designated tourist zones that look nice and happy and prosperous.
Well, actually, no, that's the Soviet Union. That's exactly what happened in the Soviet Union.
So it is communist. And then if you go behind the lines, you find that everybody's enslaved and your rank in society is based on your gender.
Holy shit. That sounds like what they're trying to pull in the US now.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say, because I saw Wolf say that he was surprised I didn't like River. Her first appearance didn't bother me. It was when they started the feminist bullshit and all of a sudden she knew more than the Doctor. She was better than the Doctor. She was able to fix the TARDIS and the TARDIS stopped making noise. It was like all of a sudden she was Little Miss, I can do everything because I am woman. And I just was like, I checked out. Because I did watch the episode that she was in where they came across the angels again. And the Catholic Church had turned from being not a church, but actually hunting down these angels. So they were a paramilitary force. That was a great episode. But that's when you started seeing the whole, I'm better than the Doctor and I know more than him. And I'm kind of a Time Lord because, you find out that she was friggin' conceived in the TARDIS. So she became a natural Time Lord due to the TARDIS.
That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it turns out her parents were Amy Pond and Amy Pond's fiance husband. I can't remember
Rory,
his name.
I think is his name.
Yeah, and she was conceived in the TARDIS, so she ended up like a default Time Lord.
Yeah, I remember when that came out and it was revealed, and I'm like, nope, that's a big old nope. Nope. Every time they would bring back a new Doctor, I would dip my toe in the pond to see if no pun intended with Amy Pond, but anyway, to see, okay, is this possibly going to be watchable, and yeah, that was one of the big nopes of
It just kept
I'm not
getting
coming
worse
back
and
from that.
worse and worse.
Although, to be fair, and yes, I know we don't like him as a person, the Neil Gaiman episode was good. And it had all the feels, and it had all the nostalgia, and it was one of those moments where it's like, yeah, just turn your brain off and enjoy. And
Which one was his?
Sure,
the
I mean,
doctor's wife, where
I don't
they
think I saw that one.
oh, the episode's great actually, because he genuinely was a fan, or is a fan. And the episode is that there's this creature that feeds off of the energy from TARDISes. And considering TARDISes get their energy from a black hole, there's a lot of power you can get from that. And so it lures Time Lords into its own little pocket dimension so that it can basically dismantle and destroy the TARDISes to get at the energy, and the Doctor's TARDIS gets pulled in.
Holy
And
shit.
basically, I mean, it's already been well established in, decades of the show that the TARDIS kind of sort of does have a personality. Now, how much of it is, euphemism and how much of it is real, we don't know. But the TARDIS does kind of seem to have its own personality. Well, that gets put into the body of a person. And you have the Doctor interacting with the entity that has been his ship the entire time. And it sounds goofy and stupid on paper, but oh, it was so good. And the B plot was Amy and Rory are trapped in the corridors of the TARDIS. And it's great because they play all of the weird time games that fans have been theorizing about for decades. Like, well, what happens if you get caught in the corridors? And well, what happens if one corridor is in one time loop and another corridor is in another time thing? And will they ever meet, or will you ever get back to where you need to be because you have to cross time in order to do it? And he plays with all of that, and it was brilliant.
Oh, wow. Okay, there's another one that I need to look up on YouTube then, because I like Karen Gillan as an actress. I did not like Amy Pond. And that
Now,
was the other reason I checked out. She was so mean to Rory and just so selfish. And I was
well,
like,
don't you know that's empowering?
yeah, that was the whole empowering bullshit that was going on. Like, I couldn't stand her.
when Rory really wasn't a character, he was just the other companion. And yeah, it the whole thing just was ick factor. But this episode, just all I'm gonna say is turn your brain off and just sit back and enjoy. And because they have so many different little tiny things that it's like if you watched the original run, you'd catch things. So that's why I enjoyed it. It was just nostalgia all around. Draco, all I know about Doctor Who is Imperial Daleks versus Rebel Daleks and Space Weapon Dalek.
Special weapon.
Special weapon. Sorry, I can't. It's been a long day. I can't read.
That was a great arc that they concluded with McCoy.
Mm-hmm.
But that had been going on for multiple doctors.
Oh, yeah. Actually, I wanted them to bring back the Movellans.
Yeah.
They brought back the Daleks, though, on Christopher Eccleston's run. Because I remember I thought it was when he's confronted with a Dalek and you see him have a nervous breakdown. He starts freaking out and he's literally scratching at a metal door trying to get away from it.
Which was brilliant because that was when the Daleks were still scary.
Mm-hmm.
And, like all good things, it gets ruined.
I was really bummed about that because after I saw that, I didn't know shit about the Daleks because I honestly, like I said, I was introduced to Doctor Who because it came on before Battlestar Galactica. And that's how I got hooked. And it was Christopher Eccleston. And I remember him from 28 Days Later. So, of course, I was invested already. And I saw that episode. I was like, holy shit, what are these Daleks? And I read about them. And I was like, what an amazing villain. Them and the Cybermen for their show.
Okay. two things, and I've said this before on this show, but I'll say it again. One, if you really want to see the Cybermen as scary, I mean, the 10th planet. No, Tombs of the Cybermen. Tombs of the
Yeah, Tombs
Cybermen
was great.
is absolutely a must see. But listen to the audio drama Spare Parts by Big Finish Productions.
That is what we should have gotten.
Yeah, they used elements of Spare Parts when they brought back the Cybermen, but
not the good ones.
But not the good ones. And I think because if they did use the good ones, they couldn't claim it's a quote unquote kids show anymore, because it's a total gut punch and it will reduce you to tears. But oh my god, it's such a good story.
I wonder, do you think I can get it on? No, Audible maybe? Do you think they'd
Spare
have
Parts?
it?
Yeah, I think it is on Audible actually.
Okay, because I have like 5 credits I haven't used yet, and I've been trying to find stuff to get. So Spare Parts, Doctor Who.
Spare Parts, Doctor Who. You're gonna see the image on the cover image and go, that's a Cyberman. And the answer is yes, it is a Cyberman, because when they originally showed up, they were actually people in bandages with weird mechanical things attached to them. So they were more like walking corpses than metal men.
That sounds fucking awesome. I love shit like that. Okay, I am totally in.
Oh, they revamped the cover art. That's good, because the old cover art wasn't as nice. Ishi just found it on Audible.
Oh,
So
okay.
they want us to talk about Thor: Love and Thunder.
I watched 5 seconds of that trailer before I turned it off. That should tell you enough.
Yeah, I've watched other people watch the trailer.
You've watched other people watch the trailer.
I have not given it a click myself, because fuck them. I will put it very simply. If you want to be disappointed and shit on and give Disney your money, be my guest. But it's your own damn fault for feeling ripped off at the end.
You know what really turned me? But I didn't even get to seeing Jane as Thor. This is how far I got. When Thor started ripping off Peter Quill's look.
I think you're still sharing this screen.
No.
Okay. Sorry.
Oh, no. I was just saying, when Thor started copying Peter Quill's look, because all of a sudden he now has to have this competition with Peter Quill, I was like, that's fucking stupid. There's no way I want to watch this movie. I'm going to stick to Doctor Strange. That's probably the last Marvel movie I'm going to see, because my kid wants to see it, and I'm going to go break my rule of not supporting Disney anymore just to see a smile on his face. I know, I'm horrible.
It's for a good cause, and I'll admit, I saw the trailer for the latest Doctor Strange. That was at Multiverse.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, I was interested, especially because it seems like they're going in the direction of Scarlet Witch being out of her fucking gourd. And it's like, oh, good, they're actually going to be true to that aspect of the character. Now, I will wait till I hear your review before I consider putting brain cells to it. But,
Okay.
I'll admit the trailer looked interesting. I'll admit I haven't seen the trailer or anything about this new Thor. I heard about it once upon a time sometime and just not interested, but I didn't know that it was out.
Well, I guess there is still an entire viewership out there that really, really wants the, I guess, televised equivalent to just sitting there and having a small child punch you in the nuts repeatedly and paying for the honor.
Well, I mean, we are getting closer and closer to idiocracy. So,
You know-
I don't like this direction they're taking Thor. I mean, I'm sorry that they fucked up the Dark Elf storyline, for the second Thor. That one could have probably been the best Thor. The third Thor movie I liked, but hear me out before everybody jumps down my throat. I checked out and didn't consider it a Thor movie. It just wasn't Thor. Instead, in my brain, it was like, I'm just watching some weird rando space comedy. Like, it didn't even feel like a Marvel film or even connected to Thor. It was just like, it was literally like watching the Three Stooges in outer space. And that's why I liked it. Because I'm like, it's just stupid. So I should just appreciate the stupid and let them run with it.
Okay. You know what? We'll do the honor. We'll give our audience the honor. Okay?
Oh, God. I don't know if I can do this.
Without audio.
Supergirl did this.
So he's looking like a badass.
He stole that from Sephiroth.
He is planting an axe tree.
Did Beta Ray Bill die?
He hallucinates a Marvel movie.
He's a white trash trucker now.
Um,
See, look, that's what I was talking about. That's when I
What?
checked out.
no, why? Why?
I don't know.
Okay.
Well, okay, wait. Okay.
That-
Why was Thor hefting a cosplay prop? That axe looked terrible. It's foam.
Yeah, you
Look
can
at
tell
that.
that's fake.
You know, that's in fact, this background doesn't look very good either.
No, it doesn't.
The blue screen, the green screen looks like shit.
And what is this, Mass Effect 1? Seriously.
That looks like the graveyard of Transformers, though. Whatever's on the ground.
Oh
No, but
God,
look,
it
look
does.
at the quality of the CGI. What is this? 2005 quality?
Like she said, the graveyard of Transformers.
This.
Hey, Michael Bay, can we steal some of your stuff?
Well,
Michael
no.
Bay, can you actually come and direct the film? It'd probably be better.
The
Oh my
CGI here
God.
is crap.
I think you're right. It would be better if Michael Bay came in and did
Yeah,
it.
I really do.
Oh,
I'm
yeah, What is
sorry.
the Tinker Toys down there? What is
Yeah.
all this shit?
Eh.
Why is the volumetrics on the reflections not even matching the fact that there's the Matrix appearing in the sky?
Yeah. Okay.
That's a little better. Okay. Blue-haired disco pirate.
What?
She has blue hair. I'm already scared.
Is that a mask on her head or what? Oh, whatever.
What the fuck?
Why Zeus?
Oh my God, is he gonna go fight the Greek gods? Was that fucking
Wait, is
Zeus?
this God of War now, but in reverse?
Back this up.
Look at this shit. It's the Greek gods.
Yeah.
That's probably fucking Zeus.
Why?
That's what they did for. Couldn't they have just given Zeus an actual CGI lightning bolt rather than?
No, because you can't sell
And
products
I'm sorry,
of
that's
actual CG lightning bolts.
Look at this piece of
it's
shit.
fake. It's plastic. You can see it's plastic. It doesn't even look like gold.
No, it doesn't.
Marvel
It's
has
awful.
officially given up.
Yeah, they
So at
couldn't
least
put
for
like an
this
actual
movie.
chrome effect on it. Why? I think I'm going to be saying why a lot, so I apologize.
So is that a dead Sonic the Hedgehog?
I think you're right. God, did his costume get cheaper?
What the fuck?
Oh my
Welcome
God, New
to-
Asgard is a fucking tourist attraction. That is disgusting.
Oh,
That's what happens when you
Lord.
allow Valkyrie to be the queen.
Indeed. You get fucking Disneyland.
Yeah, you not only do you have fucking Disneyland, but you've got Two Horizons.
Yeah,
That doesn't make any
right.
sense.
you do have Two Horizons.
They do not care, do they?
No.
I'm going to say that they spent all their money on Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, and whatever scraps were left over were shoved towards this film.
I think you're right.
Because if you've seen the trailers for Doctor Strange, that is some amazing special effects and CGI.
Actually, yes, I agree. And well, also Cumberbatch actually looks like he's having fun in the role.
Yeah.
I kind of get why chicks like Cucumber Batch. I mean,
Yeah.
My husband calls him Cumber Snatch.
oh God.
Oh, yeah. You heard that she's King Valkyrie.
Oh yeah, I did hear
Why
about
do
that.
people keep letting her make decisions? What power does she have in Hollywood that allows her to keep
Hey,
fucking movies up? I
She
mean,
has a space seal in a suit. Do you have a space seal in a suit?
No,
No, that's why she's the king.
she's not
And
like
it's good to be the king,
she,
apparently.
she's not super attractive. She just kind of has that Cosmos starvation look going. She's a
So-
completely unlikable cunt.
How many man whores does she keep in her bedroom?
Why do people keep letting this bitch change the script?
Well, she ruined Men in Black International. That movie had Liam Neeson and also Chris Hemsworth, and probably
Yeah.
should have been a really good fucking movie. But then they cast Tessa Thompson, and
I
shit
agree.
changed.
Yeah, what pull does she have that allows this to keep happening?
I don't know.
Prehensile tongue?
I'm pretty sure that Brie Larson is banging Feige, which is why that went on so long. And even that only got her so far.
What am I looking at?
Apparently
Phoned in
Olympus.
CGI.
Check out the walkway in the middle. It looks like there's a huge puddle of water that shouldn't be there.
Yeah, it looks like somebody cut and paste like 20 different paintings together. Either that or remapped one of those weird Escher worlds from Doctor Strange.
I'm also going to say, as somebody who really loves Greek mythology, this is not what, if this is supposed to be the Greek gods, that is not what Olympus looks like.
No.
At all.
This looks like Caesar's palace.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you're really, really drunk.
It's Rococo.
Yeah.
It's very Rococo.
Wrong period, assholes. Okay, these people.
Dave Bautista looks fat as hell. He did not get in shape for this movie.
No.
And why does Thor look like he's trying to be a member of Poison?
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, this is the part that everybody's going to be pissed about.
So they've
Get ready.
reassembled Mjolnir.
And it's a chick. It's Chick Thor wielding it. Yeah.
God, I want to punch her.
Is that really Portman? Or is that
Yeah, that's
somebody else
Portman.
under the mask?
No, that's Portman. She was the only one able to reassemble Mjolnir and is now worthy to be Thor.
Because that's, what a medical doctor can do.
I bet you anything this movie's going to fucking bomb.
All right. So
Okay,
big question, is that her arm or do you think that's CGI enhanced?
That's CGI. Have you seen what she looks like still? She is fucking twig thin. She didn't get in shape for this movie. They CGI'd her ass.
I was just wondering if this shot was sponsored by Volkswagen and that's why there's the car perfectly framed in the background.
July Zaz. Oh, no, 2022.
I think Zaz is pretty good. You're not going to zaw your way out of this one.
So, bets anyone? Gentlemen's bets?
That looked like a big pile of disco biscuits.
Yeah.
Or horse shit. I don't know which.
That looks like one of those films where you create a bingo card before you watch it and you take a drink every time you fill in a square.
I'd be shit-faced within like
Nah,
5
it's
minutes.
more like the Bellagio.
You know what? You're right. I have stayed at the Bellagio, and yes, it does look like the Bellagio.
But yeah, it doesn't look like Caesar's because that isn't Rococo. That was Rococo. For anyone who's wondering who doesn't know, that was a period during the Renaissance where the French got really, really, really gay. That's no other way to put it. I mean, it was like as if the world as envisioned through Liberace's eyes.
If you could make a painting out of pink taffeta, that would be Rococo.
If they could ornament it, they did, and then ornamented it on top of that.
Yeah. That was the ultimate bling and grill and, pimping out.
Yeah, I by the way, I really can't deal with it. Rococo. It drives me up the wall. When I was doing my whole write-up on the history of portrayals of the Amazons, the Rococo period hurt.
Oh, because they were all frilly?
Yeah, they were all fat. They were frilly. They looked like a weird cross between what Vegas
There you
showgirls
go. That
and
on its own is a good illustration. There you go. There's Rococo.
yeah.
So fat Vegas showgirls, got it.
No, it's a cross between fat Vegas showgirls and the kind of outfits the ladies of the court, the French court, would wear.
Like that.
Ugh.
That's the Olympus we just saw.
Okay, yeah. Let me share this image here. That's not how you reforge a weapon.
Nope. You can't use duct tape on Mjolnir.
I like this comment.
Looks like a high budget episode of Power Rangers Turbo. I agree. There you go.
That's Rococo.
That looks like the Bellagio.
I mean, look at that. It is so much ornamentation and frilly. It just is vomit worthy. Yeah.
So Versailles, is that
Yes.
Versailles?
Yes, Versailles.
That is the height of Rococo.
Very
See,
much
as
so
I said,
Versailles.
this is what the inside of Liberace's head looked like.
Although I think Liberace had more style.
Damn.
Yeah, yeah.
Why are the French so weird? No
Good
offense to
question.
French fans, but you guys are weird.
Uh-huh.
And I mean that in a good way.
Are you going to show them that piece?
Yeah, here's a... Come on.
Oh, you're on Pinterest. It's not going to... Oh, there you go. The little...
That's
there
it.
You go. There you go.
That sucks.
Well...
How about this? Well, we'll just keep talking until I find one that works.
But yeah, Rococo is awful. It's garish and just jam-packed and fruity.
Vomit worthy?
Vomit worthy.
I was going to say, like, the French have always been known for pleasing fashion and aesthetics and even really good food and wine. So what the fuck happened in this period? Wait, this would probably be what, Louis the 14th, the Sun King?
Yes,
so they
it
had
was
a
the Sun
shit ton
King.
of money
Mhm.
to blow, and he gilded everything in that friggin' palace.
It was extravagance to the point that the revolution happened and they all got their heads cut off.
Yeah.
Yep.
That is really what it was.
Well, it was also like the ultimate in are you part of the cool kids or not? I mean, like if you could get into Versailles, most of the people who lived there were, God, you were fitting like 5 people to one of those tiny rooms. There were only 2 official bathrooms in the entire palace. Everybody, I'm not kidding you. You had all these nobles literally shitting in the hallways because there was nowhere else to do it.
Oh God, I am so glad that I live in the time frame I do now, because there was something wrong with the aristocrats and nobility for hundreds of years in Europe.
Mhm.
Like, God, what a gross group of people.
And
See that in the middle there? That's supposed to be an Amazon.
Ew, no.
Yeah.
yeah, the focal point is supposed to be an Amazon. That's supposed to be the queen, isn't it?
Yeah.
Not Hippolyta, but
I can't pronounce the name.
Antiope?
No, it's the one that wooed Alexander the Great, supposedly. I can't pronounce
Roxanne?
it. That might be the Western name, yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, it's the one who wooed Alexander.
Wait, so is that Alexander in pink taffeta?
Yes, it is.
Oh
Alexander
my God.
the Great in pink taffeta.
Okay. Because one of the greatest conquerors of our world wore pink taffeta.
Well, to be fair, at the time, pink was like the manliest color because
yeah.
in order to get those shades, it was actually really expensive. So, to be fair, the view on pink has changed. But yeah, it's just kind of wrong to see Alexander in pink taffeta.
So I know that the pink was supposed to represent blood on snow, but still, it just, yeah. Did you
It-
know that pink actually was when you were having a boy or a girl? It wasn't until the I think it was 1920s or maybe a little bit earlier. It was between Macy's and Gimbel's. Uh, they were warring over who to have come buy baby gear from them, and Gimbel's did the traditional boys wore pink and girls had blue. But Macy's is the one that switched it around, said, "No, boys wear blue, girls wear pink," and they won that shopping war and, with the advertising, and that's how girls came to have pink and boys came to have blue.
I knew it was over a marketing war. I didn't realize that it was Macy's.
Yeah,
Isn't it?
Macy's and Gimbel's.
Isn't it entertaining how many things feminists currently bitch about were simply things in the past they'd hijacked?
Like high heels.
Yes,
Yes.
like high heels and pink.
Yes.
If I remember correctly, maybe it wasn't the Mongolians. It was one of the groups that they used the high heels to stand up in their stirrups while they were shooting bows and arrows. Correct?
I didn't know about that, but I did know that high heels was a courtly fashion during the Tudor period.
I did know that, but I think the origin of the high heel came from it was a balance for the guys that had bows and arrows, and forgive me for not remembering my military terminology for that group, but they would balance and stand up. It was like the heels kept them hooked, that wedge in between.
Well, that makes sense because I know when I was doing a lot of equestrian stuff, we had to wear boots with heels because the heels kept your foot from going all the way through the stirrup. And, the fear was that if you fell off, you'd get dragged. So,
Damn.
yeah, we had to wear boots with heels.
Actually, you know what? You're right, Ishi, because think about it. The men wore wigs before women did too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The white powdered curly wigs, and also they had beauty marks and wore makeup before women did.
It is
Yeah.
amazing how many things feminists bitch about now that they actually were like, men are doing it, so we'll do it. And then later it's like, we're being forced to do this. It's like, no.
No, you're forcing yourselves to do this. Men didn't, light a fire under your ass and said, "You will wear heels, woman." Crypto Comics. I believe that the view count on these streams would increase if Finney started dressing like this. I imagine him looking quite nice in long white stockings, knickers, and an ornate little vest. He'd look like a skinny hobbit
That would be horrifying.
with
But
big eyes.
that would be horrifying. I
Okay,
think
artists. I was going to say, artists in the chat, if you have time, please draw a gray looking like that. Post it. We need that.
Yeah, we do kind of need that, please. I wish I was better at drawing.
So I honestly think we would get better ratings again if we got Kat to start getting gussied up again with the cleavage.
Turn on the camera.
But you'd have to get kind of niced up.
You got to turn on the camera. You got to tell me, half an hour before the show, I'm turning on the camera.
You just stumbled in from work, had dinner, and got in front of the mic. There is no way you had time.
Well, then don't bitch.
No, I am. I'm still going to bitch about it.
Well, then I'm going to bitch back at you.
Yeah, I got to go leak. I'll be back.
When I used to go to the Renaissance Fair, there was this woman that would be selling her wares, and how she got people to come to her booth is she had a huge rack because my dad would always have the camcorder fixated on her. She would have her boobs propped up, and she'd have a piece of big fruit in the cleavage. Like she had a pear one year, and she's like, "Come look at my wares. You'll never see a finer pear in this kingdom." That's what you need to do, Kat. You need to have your cleavage and then stick an apple in there or something.
You know, I didn't see her, but I did see the woman selling the essential oils who did the same thing, who was inviting the men to come and smell her wares and basically shove their faces right into her cleavage. And it's like, to get them to buy the oils, and damn, every man that came by, they bought something.
Oh, I'll know. Okay, you guys are going to love this. So when I was in 7th grade, I had to do a project on world history. And since we went to the Renaissance Fair every year, my dad said that he would film for me. And I took the tape because I didn't realize it was not edited. And I thought it was just edited to show the jousting fights. And I pop it in, and the first thing is this woman with their cleavage.
What's this?
The woman with
Teacher's
the pear in her
jaw
cleavage.
dropped because he was a good Christian man.
Wow.
I was like, oh shit. You could just see all these boys in class, like their eyes bug out of their head. I got in so much trouble for that.
Wow.
Worth it. Totally worth it.
Okay, so I've got a question for the audience. And this is, I recently found out that younger audiences, millennials and younger, have a much harder time enjoying and relating to video game characters who aren't a blank slate. So if you get a game where the main character has a definite personality, like Adam Jensen, or I guess later versions of Croft, or you name it, right? That apparently players don't like it nearly as much, or younger players don't really resonate. They much prefer characters like Shell or Master Chief, or characters who really don't talk much and that you don't even really see them. Is this true? And why do you think this is, if it is? Because I'm really curious about your take on this.
Oh, that's kind of sad.
Oh, I agree. But just from things we've looked into, they seem to have a problem with characters with a defined personality.
Wow, that breaks my heart, because they've been taught that they cannot relate to anybody who's already established. You can only relate to a blank slate.
That apparently seems to be and it's disturbing, really. I mean, we keep hearing over and over again the line of, well, I don't see myself in this character, or this character doesn't represent me, therefore it's offensive.
Oh God, they've really been brainwashed.
Mhm.
That's heartbreaking. I'm sorry, like I'm trying to think of my kid being like that. I'm thankful that he's not. But yeah, to have my son not be able to relate to anything because he cannot be that character, I mean, that's killing imagination. Holy shit. That really is killing the imagination.
Yeah, it is. Well, Zero Depressive says it's brain damage.
Well,
Actually, yeah.
I think this came up in our previous conversation Ishii and I had, of course, off air, where we were talking about Fallout and how much they love Fallout because there is no character there. It's, everything is first person, and even when you do a zoom out, it's a character you create.
Yeah. And for that matter, even like a game like Mass Effect, for instance, it's one template. The adventure has no bearing what gender you are or what you look like.
That is true. Because I was thinking, I do like Fallout, and I do like the fact.
I like Fallout too. It's hilarious.
Yeah, I was going to say, I enjoy being able to make my own tune. But at the same time, I can go and play Devil May Cry and feel like I have a connection with Dante and Virgil and Nero, even though I'm not a half demon, half human, super demon hunter that can do all this cool shit. I still find a way to relate through like their sense of humor. So, I mean, the fact that people, if they're saying this, if this is true, meaning that, people can't play games like Mega Man and Devil May Cry or any of the Street Fighter games, or even like some of the old school RPGs like Final Fantasy, because those are really well fleshed out characters. To just play,
I was blown away doing research for the book. I should probably talk about that in a minute. Doing research for the book, I was thoroughly shocked at just the depth that went into Final Fantasy VII. And that all these claims that, oh, well, yeah, it was specifically, I was looking into Tifa. Oh, she's just boobs. She's a male fantasy. It's like, no. And yeah, finding out that the characters were each archetypes and that their names broke down into various symbolism of who they are and what they were supposed to be. Their clothing reflects it. That apparently, like, Tifa's name has dual meaning, and that it's short for Tiffany, which means, I think, force of God.
Mm-hmm.
But also it's reference to one of these stations on the Tree of Life, and that she had to kind of be very womanly, and that she's kind of the counterpoint to
Eris.
Yeah, whose name actually is I guess, the Japanese onomatopoeia for earth, or how they say our word earth, and that everything about her, she's essentially the earthbound maiden of purity. It's like, no, there is a real depth to these characters.
See, there's a reason the Japanese can still sell movies, video games, and manga and anime, because they still actually give a shit about their characters and will put their work into it. Like, I sadly never played Final Fantasy VII. I always wanted to, but something always came up and I didn't have the time to delve into that long of a game. But everybody I've talked to says that is one of the best video games to ever come out.
I would agree, actually. I destroyed an entire summer playing that game, and though I never want to race a goddamn chocobo ever again, because I spent 2 weeks doing nothing but 8 hours a day, 7 days a week for 2 weeks racing goddamn chocobos. Yeah, that was one of the best games I've ever played. So
that sounds like that. Okay, I'm one of those people, sometimes I really get into the grind, so I probably would really like that game.
Oh yeah, you would. What it is you need to race chocobos in order to get like the ultimate magic item to defeat the boss at the end. You don't need it to defeat the boss, but it sure as hell makes life easier.
Now, I'm one of those people that will literally go through the game. I will go on the internet, see if I missed anything that's going to help me to win at the end, and we'll grind away. It drives Steve nuts. He hates it when I get a new RPG because he becomes a game widower, and I just disappear. He hated it when Fallout 3 came out, because that's all I did was play it for like 3 months straight. And he finally came in, stood in front of the TV. He's like, "Can we go on a date?" And I'm like, "Not now." He's like, "Turn off the Xbox, Janelle." I was like, "Fine." And we went on a date and it was awesome. But then he was like, "I haven't seen you for 3 months." It's like, "Oh, I'm sorry."
But I've been in the wasteland.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, honey. I've had nuke mutants to fight. Eloise, most people from my Gen Z, like games where they get to explore a world populated by characters. They use blank slates to project themselves into the game.
The thing is, though, my problem is, as much as I enjoyed Fallout, I would have much preferred... What?
I'm sorry, I just read Cesario's post. Have sex, damn it! Chocobo mini games in Final Fantasy. Yep, that was it. You race your chocobo so you get them into peak condition, and then you stud them.
Oh shit.
And then you breed them, and then you sit there and go, did I get the chocobo I want? And then you wait and see, and if you do, hooray! And if you don't, fuck, I gotta spend another 2 hours racing these goddamn things. Anyway.
Now, I would say the thing I always kind of would have preferred about Fallout, and I know most people wouldn't have, would to have it a little bit more like Deus Ex, where your character isn't just a blank slate with this adventure. Because usually he always had this narrative about your father and restoring the wasteland and all that. it would have been nice if there was an actual development of that character you were leading as well.
Well, there kind of was with New Vegas.
Yeah, that was the only good one.
Yeah.
New Vegas is fucking phenomenal.
Yeah,
You heard that
yeah.
Microsoft is going to have Obsidian come out with the sequel.
Are they?
Yes. So,
Well-
and apparently Bethesda's pissed, but they're also owned by Microsoft, so they can't do jack shit about it.
Well, we'll see. I mean, their last try was pretty woke, so.
Oh, for an Obsidian game or for Fallout? Are you talking about Fallout 4?
No, I'm talking about the game that.
76?
No, it wasn't.
Outer Worlds.
Yeah, Outer Worlds. That's what it was.
Mm.
I played that game for a half an hour before I stopped and put it away. I was like, nope. I'm glad I had a Game Pass.
Everybody was hoping that would be the return of Fallout, just in a different setting, and it blew.
Yeah, I couldn't do it.
I had actually completely forgotten about it.
Exactly. That's how well it did.
Speaking of RPGs and at least having somewhat of established characters, as much as people hate Cyberpunk 2077, your characters are established. You are V. You have a past. You have 3 different pasts that you can choose. You can be a nomad, a street punk, or a corpo. But once you pick that path, your path is set. You can't like, for example, if you're a corpo, if you talk to other corpos, you have that bonus to talk to them. But if you talk to a nomad or a street punk, they're like, fuck you. But you already have a past settled and you are not a blank slate. But you can choose your dick size and your boob size. That's a bonus.
Really?
Yes.
You can choose your schlong size.
I approve both. Yeah.
Yes. My V has huge tits like me, and you can also shape your pubic hair. So I gave an airplane strip.
Nice.
Not an arrow pointed straight up or an exclamation point.
No, you can even do like hearts and shit, or you can do full on bush. Like, because everybody was bitching that, they're a cis man and a cis woman, and so Mike Pond and CD Projekt Red were like, oh, okay, well, if you want to be a chick with a dick, that's cool. We'll fix that for you. You can be trans. You can even have a female body with a male voice saying that you're a trans woman, or you can have a male body with a female voice and you can be a trans man. That's how they got around that.
It still didn't make them happy, but who cares, right?
It didn't make them happy, but they shut the fuck up.
And the weird thing is those options were already available in Saints Row 2.
Yeah.
All the way back years ago.
I have not played Saints Row. I've heard it's hysterical, though.
By the way, Saints Row 2 is technically a cyberpunk game. Nobody realized it. It's essentially you're playing in the world of RoboCop.
Oh, nice.
And it's great because it's kind of it is
this
almost
true?
a cyberpunk tit sizes are too small. Biggest amount is a B cup.
Yes, sadly, that's what the smallest looks like mosquito bites. I was like, no, I'm going for the biggest.
Okay, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
That is so.
In the world of augmentation, you should be augmented.
Talk about playing it safe, especially when in 2020, the game.
Yeah.
No, it was very clear that there were women with those monster titties and even had gadgets hidden in them.
Oh, shit. You got sexy cyborg Naomi Wu, whose tits light up. That's a real woman.
Favorite episodes of her. I even commented about it on Twitter. And she sent me through the Twitter thread a bunch of different episodes of her like showing how awesome her tits were.
Nice.
I commented, I was like, this is the best thing ever. Glowing tits is awesome.
Yeah, in 2020, there were augmentations where, depending on your tit size, you could stash things in there, including travel compartments.
That's awesome. That's in Saints Row 2. Oh, I need to see if that's on Game Pass.
Cyberpunk 2020, the role-playing game.
Wait, really? I have the role-playing book. I didn't catch that.
Oh.
But honestly, I went to the back and read up on like their past, Johnny Silverhand and Rogue and all those guys.
What you're thinking of is just the source book.
Yes.
There were tons of supplements of just nothing but cybernetics.
Is this in the Chromebooks?
There was the Chromebooks, and then there was, there was Interface Magazine, I think it was called, that also had other weapons and augmentations you could get. There was tons of stuff.
It is a shame that that series didn't take off like it should have, because honestly, they could have the same type of rich lore that Games Workshop has done with Warhammer.
Mhm.
And they could have just gone full bore and done books, like actual reading books. Like, I read the
Yeah.
Horus Heresy. You could have done that. You could have followed Johnny Silverhand and his crew, or seen what Rogue was doing in between 2020 and 2077.
They wrote there were 2 books released under the Cyberpunk 2020 banner, 2 novels, and apparently they weren't very good, and they just kind of faded out. For whatever reason, Mike Pondsmith was never all that good at marketing. It was like he just kind of stumbled into that success. He was the right person at the right time with the right product. And then also, unfortunately, because of Shadowrun, people got to have their fucking elves, orcs, and magic. It's like, yeah, but it's got elves, orcs, and magic. It's like, shut up.
You don't have to, as much as I thought Shadowrun was fun, but it was because I was a Cyberpunk fan.
Mhm.
You don't have to have fantasy in everything. You really don't. And I don't understand why people have such a boner for Shadowrun, but not for Cyberpunk.
Well, for one thing, I would say Shadowrun was definitely, I don't know what it's become, but in the original versions, it was a much more friendlier world than 2020. I mean, Cyberpunk 2020 was essentially a cross between Walter John Williams' Hardwired series, Akira, and Neuromancer was the setting. I mean, it was brutal and very unforgiving.
Well, I remember that they even say in 2077, you're just a cog in the machine. If you die, nobody's going to give a shit. That's how they let you know, this world is not forgiving. You have to make it to the top or you're nobody.
Yeah, and there was a high death rate in the game, which it might have been the other reason they didn't like it.
Oh, speaking of Shadowrun, you guys as Cyberpunk fans, and me being a Cyberpunk fan, you will grind your teeth at this. When I was in high school and Johnny Mnemonic came out,
Yeah.
I went and saw it with my friends, and all they did was bitch. Oh, God, you guys are going to die. That it was a ripoff of Shadowrun. Now, because I didn't know about William Gibson yet, because I was 16 years old when that movie came out. When I went back later on and I read William Gibson and realized that book came out in the 80s, I was like, no, Shadowrun is a ripoff of Johnny Mnemonic.
Yes.
And the Neuromancer series. I was like, oh my God. Because I was like, oh my, it's so sad that they ripped off this wonderful role-playing game that I've been introduced to. And I was like, oh fuck. I was so naive. But yeah, that's all I heard. My friends did not want to watch that movie ever again because they had ripped off Shadowrun.
And I've also heard that apparently the werewolf movie from the 40s ripped off Twilight.
Yeah. Oh, and Bram Stoker.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Yes, Twilight fans are that stupid.
I felt that in my chest.
Yeah.
This is an actual controversy.
Wow. Oh my gosh, the generations that we have today, I feel so sorry for. So ignorant.
Well, I'll have you know that I can't find the quote right now, but Gibson savaged Shadowrun, just hated it.
I'm not surprised. They took his setting, because I'm sorry, after I read his series, his trilogy, and I also read the short story Johnny Mnemonic, I was like, yo, Shadowrun straight ripped his books off. There's no way around it.
Or at least the Cyberpunk 2020 game was a merging of a few things. I mean, it was heavily influenced by
Type in HTTPS.
It was heavily influenced by Walter John Williams' Hardwired. That was actually the biggest influence. And it really was a merging of Gibson's world and Walter John Williams' world.
Interesting.
But he did a great job of it. And then also, Walter John Williams endorsed the game and even wrote a supplement for it.
Well, didn't Mike Pondsmith give props to William Gibson too in the 2020 book?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, so like he actually, gave props to the source. Whereas I don't think Shadowrun gave any props to Gibson, or if they did, it was in later printings because they got reamed. Oh, wait. Cesario says that if he knew folks that thought Hunger Games was ripped off of Battle Royale, but didn't the book Battle Royale come out way before the Hunger Games?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like I'm one of those people because I read Battle Royale and then I read the first Hunger Games book and I was like, this is just Battle Royale.
So I've got something on the screen here I wanted to bring up. Now, this was a game that I never got to play, but it seemed like a really cool idea. Whereas Shadowrun was just basically someone decided, let's take Cyberpunk and shove it into D&D. And there's no other way to put it. It really is just that ham-fisted. I mean, there was no real thought put into it. It was just, okay, how do we fudge this? And they got it out real quick. This game that came out, Dark Conspiracy, and it's interesting because this was before the X-Files. It was essentially, well, okay, cyberpunk, but there are gray aliens, and there are the undead, and there are occult.
It's a Kolchak 2020.
Yeah, it was essentially, okay, paranormal meets cyberpunk, which the two go hand in hand as it is.
How did I not know about this? I loved Kolchak the Night Stalker. Fantastic show.
Amazing show, actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought this game had a lot of promise. It just never took off. But I think it had stiff competition with Cyberpunk 2020 and Shadowrun. And yeah, Shadowrun pretty much dominated everything at the time, which is kind of depressing. Okay.
Are you looking it up?
Yeah, first I want to see what the audience says.
Ironcast Night. Idiocracy was a documentary. Max Headroom was a prophecy.
Yeah. Let me tell you, the thing about Max Headroom that gets me is you watch it now, and a lot of the things in Max Headroom were like the parody and the satire was the TV shows were so fucking stupid, was the point. But yet you watch now and you're like, they didn't go far enough. That's the depressing part. They didn't go far enough.
Like Wackets?
Yeah, Wackets. Although, they were thoroughly right about Bill Maher. They had cast Bill Maher as basically being himself.
Bill Maher was in an episode.
I don't know if I saw that episode.
And he played basically a smarmy bastard who was a profiteer and cashing in on people.
Mm-hmm. It was mind control, wasn't it?
Yeah.
What's a shame about Max Headroom is Matt Frewer really didn't take off after that. And the way that man could control his body and do his delivery, it really bummed me out.
Yeah.
Well, he was in the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids movie.
That is true. That is true. But he wasn't Max Headroom. He was actually just he was like that stereotypical jock dad, but he actually did have a heart of gold and cared about his kids.
Yeah.
I actually, the first time I watched the movie as a kid, I'm like, oh, this dad's an asshole. And then, I watched it when I was older after I had kids. I'm like, nah, this is just a dad trying to get his kid to connect somehow with his older son. And he's just not doing it. And, there's the struggle.
So I'm wondering how many people I offended because in the last 10 minutes of me ripping on Shadowrun, we've lost 10 people.
Well, I hope that I didn't offend Cesario by saying I was one of those people that thought Hunger Games ripped off Battle Royale. I wasn't trying to come at him. I hope he didn't think that. I was just saying I was one of those people because thought that Battle Royale came out in the 90s.
You know, I sell shirts that say that.
Really?
Yeah, I do. Let's see.
And then, is it on TeePublic or is it on Redbubble?
Might be on Redbubble. I don't know. I don't want to go digging. Redbubble has gotten so difficult to use. They're constantly banning my shirts now for no reason.
Well, can you take your designs off Redbubble and move them to someplace else?
Yeah.
Cesario says he wasn't offended, Janelle.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, I sometimes I know that I come off harsh, and I don't mean to.
It's a We Are 01 because it wouldn't let me put a number as the first character.
Really?
Oh, We Are 01 Publishing, sorry.
So you had to just spell out the number instead of putting the actual 0 and 1?
Yeah, I could put a 0 and a 1. It's just I couldn't do it as I couldn't put the 01 as the first character in the name. I know it's in there.
Yeah. See, this is why I need to get all the links together.
It's not under the 01 channel, though. I do know that.
Okay.
Real quick, is Dark Conspiracy still in print, or would I have to hunt that down on eBay?
I think you have to. You can get it through drive-through.
Comics or drive-through games.
Okay, because I've gotten into this habit lately where I've been every time you guys post something that is an RPG, a tabletop RPG that I've never played, I go out and buy it. Like when you had what's his name? Now I can't forget. He's written one of my favorite Riffs books, CJ Corella.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should bring him back on. He was a great guest.
I didn't know that he had done Nightbane, so after he talked about it on the show, I bought like 3 of the Nightbane books on eBay. Yeah, and it was just to read, not to play, because all I played in high school really was D&D, Vampire the Masquerade, and Shadowrun. It wasn't until I got older and started being introduced to a bunch of different games, and I was like, holy shit. Oh, I'm sorry, and Riffs. I thought those were the only 4 role-playing games that existed. And as I've gotten older and enjoyed more role-playing games, I go out and buy the stuff because I'm like, I could have been playing this shit in high school.
And that was the time because there were so many great games that were available.
There really were.
And game stores weren't trying to charge you an arm and a leg for them. I mean, yeah, sure, they were a little expensive, but they weren't as bad as they are now. I mean, do you remember Cheap Ass Games?
No. Was that one out in your guys' neck of the woods? Because I always went to Game Empire off Balboa.
I got my copy of a Cheap Ass Game from Game Empire that was when they were still in Hazard Center.
Okay. Pardon me. I did not go to the one in Hazard Center.
Okay, let's be honest.
Oh, wait, no, I did. I did go. Never mind.
Let's be honest. What it was is at that point, gaming wasn't overrun with sissy woke bitches who cried about everything.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, one of my favorite games was the cheap ass game called Devil Bunny Needs a Ham.
Oh my God, I would have loved to have played that.
I have it. When you come to visit, we will play Devil Bunny Needs a Ham.
What's Devil Bunny Needs a Ham about?
It was a cheap ass game. You got it for $4, and it came in a little envelope with everything that you need, and it was all made out of paper, hence cheap ass. But basically, it's you are in a race to climb to the top of this skyscraper, just like King Kong. But you are a devil bunny because there is a ham waiting for you at the top.
That sounds like fun. That really does. That sounds like stupid fun, but in a good way.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite games. I love this game to death, and it was only like $4. And all of them were like that.
We actually got a D&D starting kit for Chris, and we're going to teach him how to play this summer.
Nice.
Yes. He's excited.
Cool.
We got him the Monsters book, the traditional Monsters book, and he was really obsessed with the Beholders.
Nice. Very
So
nice. Has he seen Big Trouble in Little China?
no, actually, Steve and I told him that this summer he has to once a week watch a classic movie with us. And he was like, I have to watch a black and white film. We're like, no, classic, like when we grew up, because we know that's classic for you. But we are going to show him Troopers. We're just going to fast forward through the sexy bits.
Okay.
Big Trouble in Little China is another one. Escape from New York. So he's actually probably going to watch a lot of John Carpenter this summer. We're
There
also
are
going to
worse
show
things.
him Labyrinth. We finally will be able to watch Labyrinth and Dark Crystal. So he'll be able to watch those too.
Nice. Very nice.
There you
So
go.
you guys will have to explain to my ignorant ass, what is no future?
That was a slogan that kept popping up on Max Headroom.
Oh, okay. I've only seen, okay, when I say I've seen Max Headroom, it's like maybe the 5-minute bits that are on YouTube, not full shows.
Oh, you need to see that.
Oh, we have the whole run. So we'll have to show you.
Okay. Because I
The,
became fascinated with that show because of their special effects, that they made it look so futuristic, but it was really just makeup and lighting. I thought that was
Mhm.
unbelievable. It reminded me of John Carpenter, how he did Escape from New York,
right.
where he used the glow in the dark tape.
Yes.
It says no future, and here's a line from Max Headroom, which is Blank Reg said this. Remember when they said there was no future? Well, this is it. More the same.
Yep. Blank Reg is awesome. Yeah, old school punk, running his own
Pirate television
yes.
station.
But
All right.
actually, what's still creepy is how Max Headroom is relevant to this day. Like the episode where they're manufacturing news.
Oh yeah, that's gotten more relevant.
Yeah.
Are these all your designs?
Yeah.
Wait, go up one, because you had a really sexy yeah, the female with her butt showing and her bones. That's hot.
Thank you. I drew
Is that
and
yours?
he colored it.
Yeah.
Oh, Kat, that's gorgeous.
That was a charcoal drawing she did, and then I went over and painted over top of it.
Mm-hmm.
If I didn't have an 11-year-old son who is very modest, I'd probably get that as a phone cover. But Chris would probably shit his pants and yell at me.
Why is he so modest?
Because when he was younger, I don't want to say that we were not helicoptering, but we always just wanted to say, he was curious why we wouldn't let him watch certain things. And we said that it was adult stuff. And he asked what adult stuff was. And we said, sometimes in adult movies, there'll be a little bit of nudity. But, us not thinking about it with the way his brain works, it was all of a sudden, oh, nudity bad. And we were like, no, 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 no. But it stuck. But he even is, he will only take his shirt off when it's hot and his room is closed, and only his dad can come in because he's also a male. But if I accidentally walk in, he literally covers himself. Mom, get out!
Man, at least you didn't try and instill that in him. My mom, it was like, Jesus. The very presence of male desire itself for finding a woman attractive was a crime against all womanhood, and you would and that you should be basically burnt at the stake.
Oh, no, we didn't do that. But just, Chris comes off mature in some ways, and he really wanted to know why he couldn't watch some of the movies that we were watching, that we waited till he went to bed. And so we explained it to him, sometimes there's too much gore, or there might be, some adult situations, or there's too many F-bombs dropping. And so, like I said, we didn't mean for it to backfire that way, but maybe it's a good thing that he's a little modest. I just don't want him to be like Victorian era modest. No.
Oh,
What?
what's her face? The bitch who said I was beating you.
Which one?
Desiree.
Oh.
What?
What she was doing to her kid.
Oh.
Talk about, you can tell both stories.
Oh God. No,
Wait, just real quick. She said that Ishi was beating you. Like, no offense, Ishi, but Kat would probably lay you the fuck out. I don't mean that to be mean.
She was saying that Ishi beat me, and that's why I wasn't a lard ass like her.
Are you fucking kidding?
No. I
The healthier Kat got, the more she was implying that I was beating her to make her do it.
yeah.
Oh, that's sad.
And
It's sad that she had that kind of mindset.
Yeah. But now Desiree was a girl who sowed her wild oats when she was younger, and when she was 18 or 19, got pregnant, and her parents, good Christians, told her, "Look, keep the kid. We'll raise your kid, but keep it. Don't abort it." So that's what she did. She had her child, and her parents raised her kid until she got her life together and decided she wanted to be a mom again. Now, I don't know if it was court ordered or if it was an agreement between her and her parents, but her parents formally adopted her son. So she had visitation where he would come and visit her over the weekend and then go back to her parents. Now, good Christian folk, they're her parents, so they're of Greatest Generation era. No, not quite, but they're about that age. And she, having, seeing what her actions had done to her own life, went super fanatical on him on, you won't do drugs, you're going to stay clean, you're going to stay in school, and you are going to stay as far away from anything as tits as you possibly can. And she tried to instill the fear of death into him, telling him that women have teeth in their vaginas.
Oh, fuck.
That will bite your dick off if you get anywhere close to it.
Oh.
When he figured it out, he stopped talking to her when he turned 18.
Holy shit. I like the way my dad did it for me better. He just told me true horror stories of the girls at school that would get VDs or got pregnant. That was enough for me.
That's a way to do it, yeah.
Yeah. I stayed a virgin till I met my husband.
That's not a bad thing.
No, it's not. I mean, those stories would scare me. And it worked though, because he wasn't telling me, somebody's got teeth in their vagina. He was just like, no, there's real world consequences if you're not careful. And instead I was like, nope, I'm good.
Well, there's nothing like a healthy dose of reality to make you not do stupid shit. I mean, not like I had any prospects at the time, but I had heard the stories of, stay safe, use a condom, other things like that. And it really wasn't until I was graduating from junior high, I was 14, and we were at the junior high party. It's our last big hurrah. And I was chatting with some girl I had a class with, and she randomly opened up to me and said, "Yeah, I had an abortion 2 days ago."
Oh God.
I mean, junior high, like that was my reality, check there. It's like, okay, yeah, I don't want to be the 14-year-old saying I just had an abortion.
Yeah, that's pretty harsh. Okay, so somebody said, beware of the calcium coochie.
Oh, for teeth in the cooch?
I don't know about that. That sounds kind of disturbing. Okay, so are we all wearing down? Let's call it an evening?
Yeah.
Or?
Oh, it's 9:30. I should probably go say goodnight to my kid if he's already not asleep.
Yeah, I should get some more food and get ready for work tomorrow.
Oh, yay.
Yeah, my boss is coming to town. My boss is in a completely different state, so but he's coming to town for a visit. So
Oh, wow. Well, good
that
luck with that.
he's not a bad guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I actually like him as a person. So
This
Wait,
is
real
one of
quick.
my.
I
Yeah,
was just going to say before we go, JEC said it was James Cameron that did the city effect in Escape from New York.
really?
Holy shit.
really,
Well, no. Didn't he do the map painting?
yeah, did he do the?
Yeah, I thought it was the one with the helicopter that he did.
Oh,
Where the
either way,
helicopter flies out and fires the missile. But yeah,
I know that he's a fantastic artist because he's the one that actually drew what's her name with wearing the diamond of the sea naked.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, he
in
actually had
Titanic.
her sit and do he could do figure drawing and then had that in the movie.
now this has nothing to
Oh.
do with anything, but this is still one of my best-selling shirts. It is just all the names from Space Mutiny that they called Reb Brown.
Yes. Real
Flint
quick.
Ironstag,
Yep.
Gristle McThornbody.
You remember this now? Yes.
You brought up Titanic. Your random trivia for the day. Do you know who the woman was that played the older version of Kate Winslet in Titanic?
All I know is she was in a music video afterwards with the Humbop kids.
Ah,
That's the woman who plays the love interest in the original Invisible Man with Claude Rains.
Get the fuck out.
Yeah, that was her.
Oh, now I need to go and watch that. I need to watch a lot of stuff. I need to catch up.
Have you never seen that movie?
I saw it a long time ago when I was a kid.
Okay.
My mom used to have TBS and TNT on all the time, and so that's how I saw The Wolfman, Phantom of the Opera. Even they actually did one that was a biopic of Lon Chaney and how he did his makeup and stuff. I don't know if
Yeah.
you've ever seen that movie, but they showed how he would put the toothpicks in his nose to make him look like a cadaver for Phantom of the Opera. He did his own makeup, which I thought was great.
Yeah, he always did his own makeup. And he damn near crippled himself playing a paraplegic in a film. I don't remember what it's called, but he made a rigging on his legs to bend them far enough back that it was convincing that he had no lower legs. But it also would cut off the circulation, and it would take 2 hours before he got it back again when they were done shooting.
Wow, he takes method acting to a whole new level. Holy shit. Trying to think, there was another. Oh, I saw The Mummy with Boris Karloff too. That was another, and also Frankenstein. So I remember all the horror films.
Oh, those classics were great.
all right, everyone. I think we're going to call it a night.
Yeah.
And if you
Yeah.
haven't already, you can get Titanium Rain, the audio drama, full cast, and original soundtrack by myself and Pocket Universe Productions. Only, what are they charging for it right now? Doesn't say. Usually it's about $7, depending. And if you've already gotten it, please review it.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us once again.
Good night.
Good night.
Come on.